All right, I'm Ginny. Today is my task. I'm tasked to share with you on slash identity. So let me pull up my slide. Today's topic is slash identity and what lawyers say. I'm in MBA second generation. So before I start the presentation, let me thank my sponsor, my founder's diamond, my parents, Mr. and Mrs. Uy Hock Leong, and our beloved late diamond, Miss Chan Po Yok. So we are the downlines of Miss Chan, and you can see the value of the business as in after she passed away for so many years, we are still growing the MBA business. And of course, I'd like to thank our mentor as well, Mr. and Mrs. Ho, okay, who has been always giving us guidance in this MBA business. Okay, so let's back to business. What is a slash identity? Just now, Lois has shared with you quite a bit about what is it all about. Do you understand? Okay, I think many of us in our life, we are already slash. For example, you can see the lady on your left holding a baby, having to work, taking care of the house, cooking, cleaning, etc., etc. And the guys as well. I think many of us double of identity, not just an employee. We are a father, we are a son, you know, right? Siblings, you know, etc., etc. But is this good enough to be a slash, to call ourselves a slash? Or is it more than that? Okay, so being a slash is not just a person with a lot of part-time jobs, with multiple part-time jobs, or you know, wanting to just have more income. Is it just that? So actually, this term is coined by an author. His name is Marcy Albaha from US. So what she is saying is that a single career is insufficient to describe a person's background. Okay, the latest trend to richer is actually to have a several main occupation. Several main occupation, what does that mean? A lot of people will think that, yes, if I look at our company, many company people are already doubling up 2 or 3 different roles. For example, have you ever heard of HR slash admin slash finance? Okay, so or logistics slash distribution, for example, or sales slash admin. But these are all within the same company. Does that qualify us as a slash or not? So let me introduce to someone who is really good at being a slash. So this is the person whom I want to introduce to you. He's an inventor, an artist, an architect, a mathematician, engineer, expert in anatomy, means human body, geology, and astronomy, the stars. So who's this person? How can this person be so knowledgeable and be an expert in so many different fields, right? So these are some of his work. I'm sure you have seen this before, from Mona Lisa to a flying man to the math equation. And of course, this person is Leonardo da Vinci. He is such an expert in so many areas. Maybe until, you know, no time to take care of his appearance, like many of us after MCO or circuit breaker. Okay, but that gives us an example of what is a slash. Multiple occupation and be good in multiple areas as well. Okay, so a single identity is a liability today. I'm not sure you agree with me, because many of us wanted more freedom. We don't want just be tied down by a 9-to-5 job, for example. We want to have a variety of different work besides dealing with the computer, dealing with the system. We want to deal with people, for example. We want to run different projects, run different events, or we want more personal growth. We find that that job might not be good enough to give us what we want to grow as a person, as an individual. So it only makes people valuable, and also it makes people vulnerable to sudden changes in economic conditions. So I think you know what's leading, right? So this is that economic condition that we're talking about. This is a perfect storm that so many of us are experiencing for the last few months. In Singapore, as you can see, the number of COVID patients has grown to over 30,000, which is really a very big number considering a country with 30 kilometer by 50 kilometer. It's a very small place, right? And when do we see the recovery? Okay, so this is the economic crisis that really make us think whether that single job, that single income, is it good enough? So this is Malaysia. 74% of Malaysians can only last financially up to 4 months if the MCO extends. And just lately in May, Malaysia's unemployment rate is at its highest in a decade. So I'm sure you see people around us, they are starting to think, starting to reconsider, starting to replan, and wanted more options of how else could we increase our income, for example, or do something different. Okay, and this is Singapore, same thing. GDP expected to shrink, okay, -7 to -4. This is the latest forecast after 2 or 3 revisions in the last 3 months. And total employment rate also is the highest. Okay, unemployment, another close to 20,000 people got unemployed in the last 3 months. And these are very big numbers. These are really big numbers. Unlike my grandfather he used to work in SO, I think, for 30 years until he retired at 55 years old. But today, can we still expect the same? Are we able to expect the same? I think that is a question. So what if you have a good degree? So what if you have a master's? Because in Singapore, if you're looking at the employment labor force, 57% of people has got a tertiary education anyway. But is that good enough to give us a lifelong employment? Are we able to be assured of the income from the first paycheck till we retire at 65 years old? In Singapore, it's 65 years old. Okay, and is a good job with a good pay good enough for you? I think for many of the youngsters especially, it's good to have a job with a good pay, but a job with a good pay itself is not good enough because we want a life. Okay, more than just a job, a lot of people are wanting to have a life. Unlike my grandpa who needs the money for survival, we want more than that. I think people of this generation, we want more than that. The mindset has changed and technology has changed as well, which enable us to be able to multitask and be able to achieve a lot more and try out a lot more other things. Okay, new stuff, for example. So let's get back to that. Single identity is a liability. So this author also goes on to say that the most successful and healthy among us actually develop multiple identities and manage them under different conditions. So meaning they would have different identities, different jobs, and also various sources of income, from active income to passive income. So based on the different economic conditions, our life stages would change as well. So as the opportunities present themselves or as the circumstances change, we are able to react better. We are more prepared to be able to react. For example, when the life suddenly throw you a curveball, okay, how are we going to react? If we have this, then we have a better chance of surviving, not just surviving, but still keeping our lifestyle. Okay, so let me show you some of the examples of my friends, people around me who are successful slashers. Okay, this is a good friend of mine. She's a personal assistant to a director of a company. She's also a yoga instructor, which conduct regular yoga classes, and she organizes hiking tours as well. So that gives us a different multitude kind of job nature, different sources of income, and allows her to actually network with different groups of people as well. She's also one of my business partners who constantly refer her yoga clients, hiking clients to me for nutritional advice. Another one, this friend is a manager of a vegetable wholesale and retail company. And interestingly, because of his interest, he get himself certified as a personal trainer since he's been running personal training workshops, classes, and because of COVID-19, he has started to be a podcaster. That was just in the last 2 to 3 weeks. Have to go from offline to online. And this is the kind of changes that these slashies are doing. Who else? Anjin is executive director of a listed company. So a person of that capacity, is he busy? I'm sure, but he still belongs to a capella group, right? Capella group is they sing, unaccompanied by music, and they have regular performance and even have their own recording. So this is a very good example of doing 2 different areas of work that looks totally not related. Okay, another guy, a distant cousin. He's a partner in Allen & Gledhill. Allen & Gledhill is one of the biggest and most famous law firm in Singapore. And besides being a lawyer, he's also a songwriter. And these are some of the songs that he has written. So these are some very talented people who can make use of just not their day job, not their profession, but they are able to do something else as well, and something not just for interest, but able to turn into something that provide additional source of income. So our frequent questions that I think we should ask ourselves is really, if we take out our profession, what else is left? What else can we do? What other value are we able to provide if it's not, besides our profession? Profession is given. We got to do it well. I think that is given. But out of that, anything else? Okay. So think about that, ponder about that. Let me share with you my slash journey. Okay. Of course, I started my journey of working before I know this word about slash, about this word. We just got to know about these words a few years ago. But I started working in a bank after gotten my master's. So I have also started to look at the MV business then. My mom, I'm a second generation. My parents wanted me to come in to take a look at the MV business when MV started in Singapore. So half reluctant, half unreluctantly, came to look at the business and started to understand more about what all this business is all about. I suppose that opened me up um, on doing business, because it's like I study in Singapore, my degree, my master's is all in NTU. And just like many Singaporeans, we are trained to be a good employee. We are trained to love our job. So I was that as well, been there, done that. Love my job, spent a lot of time, overtime, with the bank, etc. So after attending some MV events, that gives me a better idea of what else I could do, other options. It sort of opened up options. But just after a few years in the bank, I was headhunted to join Singapore Airlines. And that was another very good learning experience for me. It's a male domineering company, no doubt, but I learned a lot. I was a finance manager then, and we were doing budgetary control, taking care of the budgets, all the departments, etc. Although I was a business owner, I started my MBA journey, I didn't really look at the business very closely. I was doing the business, yes, like just at the picture that you can see. Only ABO will take this kind of picture, right, with your leaders. That's my parents, by the way. Okay, so I started to develop a business, started to grow a team. So I realized that, yes, actually, besides being my profession as an accountant, I could also do something else and build a second income. That's what I started to realize that. And later, when I joined Changi Airport, started to manage a small group of professionals, the MV business took further because I got to know about, not say, I wouldn't say I got to know, but I was very interested in nutrition. Why? Because of change in life stages, right? I started to have my own kid, and I realized that I need to learn more about nutrition. I used to be this, fast food kids that I can take 3 times, 5 times fast food a week. So no more that, starting to cut down on that and starting to learn about nutrition. Chongping Lao Si was one of our very initial teacher who really taught us a lot about good nutrition concept. So having learned that, we start to have our own nutrition study group. Okay, so this is when I can start to really see a branch out from my profession. So besides accounting, finance, there's this nutrition that I really like. And how do I do my slash work? Usually over lunchtime, or meet up with some of my leaders. Okay, some of them would have the experience of meeting me at the airport for lunch during my lunchtime. That's how I started to build the MV business on a more serious note. Okay, so a couple of years later, I was headhunted to join this US company. This is a FMCG company. And I, again, as a capacity of an accountant, I was actually a director of finance and under a marketing team. I work very closely with the marketing team. That's what I really understand the potential of FMCG, of fast moving consumer goods. So when Chong Hao was talking about the FMCG OPP last week, I can really identify with that because the need is always there. There's so much demand. And if you look at the pricing, the price of the products compared to the cost of the products, you would be really, really surprised. All those branded stuff, if they charge you $100, the cost is the cost is really a very small fraction. It's a very disgustingly small amount. Okay, so I understand about that, and I saw the potential, the margins that's available in the FMCG market. So that made me a lot more interested or a lot more driven in growing my MV business, because we know MV business is about building a prosumer network, a consumer network, and they'll be consuming these consumer products. Okay, I started to form my own company as well. As much as we learn about nutrition, we start to form our own company, and we start to do some nutrition consultation for companies, for schools. We do nutrition training for schools as well. So this is when I realized that training is also one of my strength or one of my calling, what I like to do. So it's through all these activities that I find out what I want to do and what I'm capable of doing. So at this point, you can see that the picture is actually quite crowded already. I don't really have a lot of time for in my opinion, okay? I don't want to spend so much time on the job, which is very, is demanding, okay? And of course, it's stressful as well. So having said that, I went to negotiate with my boss then, okay? Actually, I wanted to resign from the job, but after some kind of negotiation, I stay back with the company and I only work on a half-time basis. So I think another good thing about being a slash is that with additional source of income, you have more options, you have more choices. If without this other part of the income, I wouldn't be able to go negotiate to have a, have a better offer, to work lesser hours, etc. So that is already a very good thing for me. So bring down my job to 2 days, 3 days a week. But I got another offer then to teach in the university. So that is also training. That's also what I'm passionate about. So I went in on an on and off basis to teach at NTU, okay, to take on the students, to teach them. I was teaching information system for the first year accountancy undergrads then. Okay, so still it's quite a full plate, but I can start to see things falling into places. I see nutrition, okay, I see consultation, we see training, we start to have a group of community that we got to know, and they work with us very closely because we constantly run our cooking workshop, baking, nutrition workshops, etc., etc. We start to build up that community. Okay, until a day I really feel that enough is enough for my traditional job. I think the calling is really in this area, in the business area, in building the MBA business, in nutrition, in training. That's where I quit my job and do this be in MBA business on a full-time basis. That took me quite long. That took me quite long to really find out what I want, right? And to move out from that comfort zone. Because a lot of time we also know that comfort zone itself is a challenge. Because or even to some people, being very busy every day is also a kind of comfort zone, because they feel that they don't have any capability to take on more things. So for me, is that not true. I know that I wanted more than just a full-time job. That's why we explore many things. We went to knock doors at this point, okay, after gotten rid of my job. I'm a full-time ABO. Okay, I went to knock doors. I went to do knock doors on Health Promotion Board to get myself certified as a trainer, to knock doors on People Association, to knock doors on companies, so that we get the opportunities to run workshops at various companies. For the past 2 years, we did over 50 workshops, corporate workshops, for various companies, to share with them about healthy plate, about healthy eating, about our nutrition concept. We do many nutrition consultation, help a lot of people reverse their health. We've seen many with weight issues, with metabolism syndrome, and all that change to become a lot healthier. So that itself, to me, is a very rewarding process. I really enjoy that process, and I think that is what I want to do. That is really what I want to do. So having more time, last 2 years, I also did a lot more voluntary work, whereby we work with Red Cross. I work with Red Cross in Singapore. We go and do pro bono free nutrition talk, health talk for their beneficiaries. So there are people like the elderly, the disabled, less fortunate workforce, whom we actually go in to share with them on how to eat healthier, how to take care of their wellness, their nutrition. I also took up a project with ITE, which is a tertiary education system, to share with the students on entrepreneurship, to work with them on their final year project, to guide them and to work with them on entrepreneurship. Of course, I took up business consultation as well, as there was a new company that arrived, that formed under Singapore Airlines. So they engaged me, of course, on a part-time basis as well. So these are all the training, corporate training, and all this that fall apart. And last year, the thing that I really, really like is the Fit Freak. Okay, Fit Freak came to Singapore finally towards the end of last year, and many of us immediately, signed up and went for the program. And that was really a beautiful journey, and no more looking back after that. So ever since, I've been coaching my group, my friends, on not just diet and nutrition, but also on fitness. So that's my new passion, actually. Okay, so as you can see, this is BC, before COVID, things fall into places nicely. And with business, I'm a sapphire, decent pay, corporate training, workshops pay me, consultation, yes, I get paid for that as well, right? And of course, that gives me a lot more time to do the things that I want as well, like, free, voluntary work, etc., etc. Then come this year, okay? And COVID-19 came about, what happened? It's still nutrition plus training plus fitness, but we moved to online very, very quickly. I think from the lockdown in April till we start our first online workshop was about 1 week. Okay, we quickly moved everything online using Zoom, using Facebook Live to run nutrition workshop. We use Zoom to run Fit Freak, or not Fit Freak, but workouts. Okay, our team training is all moved online as well. So I think that quick turnaround learning is also one very important for slashies, because number one, time doesn't wait for anyone. I think time really waits for no man, right? And secondly, I don't think we can go back to the good old days, just like we cannot go back to my grandpa time, whereby we can have a job till retirement. I don't think in any time soon that we can go back to before COVID time as well for our business. So online adaptation is very, very important, and it's crucial, and we got to be very quick. McKinsey had a research report, I think, showed that in the last 4 months, okay, the whole world technology improvement advancement is like, more than the last 4 or 5 years. Okay, because we know we need to go online, but we've been procrastinating. Look, we're so comfortable again with having our physical meeting, even though we know that it's more and more a challenge, maybe to get the younger folks to come to the center, for example, to come for our house meeting. But a lot of us are still not willing to change. But with this, I think it's really good. It's a blessing in disguise that we could move so quickly. So how do we do nutrition consultation? We moved that online as well. We do Zoom consultation, and we came out with a 5-day fitness coaching program. From incubation, from thinking about the idea to roll out to the market, less than 5 days. Okay, we start our first batch already. Just go. 5 days of fitness coaching. We share with them on what kind of food they should eat. Okay, tweak their food to meet the healthy eating plate. We remind them to drink enough water. We teach them how to do exercise, etc., etc. And after every batch, we had a debrief. Okay, really thanks to the team who's ever so supporting. I work very closely with my team to be able to roll that out. Roll out, review, feedback, change, roll out again. So right now we're already on our 6th batch of the fitness coaching. Okay, and I think this is going to go on for a while, and is a good funnel to bring in our new clients, our new customer. So having said that, this is what I am now. So the next question will be, is Amway a good platform for Slash? Or is Slash a good fit for Amway business? What is it then? If for many who are not even thinking of being a slash, still comfortable or not so comfortable with your current traditional business or job, I can assure you that Amway is a great platform if you want to explore slash. It's not just great, but it's risk-free. It's a risk-free platform. So we have many things set up for us already. For example, Nutrilite. Okay, Nutrilite is the top nutrition brand. We all know that. And thanks to ECVI, okay, we have our Fit Freak to start us on our slash. If you are young, energetic, you want to be fit, you want to build a fitness business, this is the one for you. Go for Fit Freak training or go for your Fit Freak home edition. It's going to start this weekend. It's just awesome. I just have to say this about Fit Freak. It's really a very great program. Having 10 years in wellness and nutrition, in diet nutrition that I've been advising so many people, there's still so much that I learned from the Fit Freak program. So highly recommended, must attend. All right. For those of you who wants to go a further level, like myself, like Liz, we did our diploma in diet nutrition. Liz is now also working with this is Zhang Meixiang, one of the famous broadcaster in Singapore, to have their own nutrition workshop, nutrition sharing online. So these are the area that you could venture into if you like to learn more about nutrition, wellness, diet, workout. This is a very good fit. This is a great place to be in. And how about artistry? Of course, there are many of us who like to go into this line as well. Beauty, artistry, of course, we have Academy, right? Okay, this is the brand name that can support us to grow a beauty business, to grow the artistry business. Okay, for those of you who are young, who likes to be pretty, who like to explore different new colors, and you think you can build a community, you can build a group of consumer based on beauty, this is the place for you. How about those who love to eat? Anyone? Okay, love to cook, I wouldn't say, but love to eat. I'm sure there are a lot, because during this circuit breaker, MCO period, I see all the social media is all filled with food. Like everybody are such good cook. Okay, so this is what you can explore as well, because we do have a lot of good cooking equipment. Okay, before the crisis, before COVID, we actually run many cooking workshops. But even during this, we still have our cloud brand experience, okay, to support our business. So clients can still learn cooking, we can still learn, and products can still go out. Okay, but of course, if you are interested, if you are good at cooking, please don't just cook for your family, okay? Share with more people and build it as your slash career. I think that's the best if you can marry what you love to do or love to eat, okay, with a business that can pay you. I think that would be just great, okay? I tried this. Uh, I shouldn't say more. I tried this, okay, but not exactly my line. Okay, so but I'll encourage you to do that really for those of you who have passion. All right, how about our high value, high ticket item, water and air? How do you slash out? Do you be a feng shui shi, a good feng shui master like my brother Pei Han? You can learn more about the technology. We can branch out into the engineering and the technology. Actually, the more we learn about this product, the more appreciative we are. These are really very good high-tech, cutting-edge products that we could use at home. So if we talk about smart home, how to have a more environmental friendly home and all that, even this is linked to diet and nutrition as well, because we have spoken to so many people who's willing to pay for organic vegetables, for example, but don't use the water filter. Can you imagine tap water washing that organic vegetables? Okay, the vegetables will be absorbing all the chemicals, the chlorines and all that. If you're not sure about these two products, you got to check with the person who brought you into this training to understand more. Okay, these are great products with market. And what else? Okay, XS is our newest love. Okay, our newest brand name, which I also work with tertiary education students to run boot camp, to run workshops for the younger people, because while the young people might not appreciate Nutrilite so much, but energy drinks, whey protein is very simple and it's very easy to get the attention. Okay, and if we provide them with good knowledge and education, okay, we can use this to grow our business as well. So if you like to go into bodybuilding, for example, okay, be it wrestling, be it personal training and all that, these are good products that, or good platform that we can write on, right? So having said that, what I learned from my slash journey, a few points that I like to share with you. Number one, it's just impossible to maintain status quo. When I was working earlier at my earlier years, I thought that, for example, working with Singapore Airlines is already a very good job. As a manager in Singapore Airlines, we fly first class. We have what, many, don't know, 28 days of, holiday, annual leave, etc., etc. It's a good company with a lot of perks, but I might be happy then when I was 30 years old. How about at 40? How about at 50? Right? If you're at the same job, and when I look at my seniors, those who are in the company for 30, 40 years, they are still doing the similar things. If this is not the future that I want, I would have to think otherwise. Okay, I have to think otherwise, because you might want to stay as status quo, but I think with changes in life, with changes in economic conditions, etc., it's not so easy. Change is the only constant. Secondly, need to understand our values. So even right now, we are looking for business partners with similar values. Okay, for me, I think the MV business values is really very ingrained. Helping people live better lives is what we always believe in. We want to help provide solutions for people, help to solve people problems. I want to make wellness a lifestyle as well. We want to have a good lifestyle with wellness in mind, and not just work and no play. Okay, so I need to understand what values do I want. Okay, and time is the most valuable commodity. Please, this is what I learned as well from a very employee mindset, to say that, what is my current monthly pay? How do I negotiate with my employer to get a better pay? Two, how do I value my time and not just be limited to the pay per hour? How can I better make use of my time to leverage, to do more, to achieve more? I think that is the thing that we should always think about. And of course, discover passion, strength. Okay, what do you like to do? What's your passion? What are your strengths? Do you know your strength? Is it in language? Is it in workout? Is it you are generally interested in people? You're a very warm person. You're very friendly. What is it? And what does the market need? I think at this point, if you are still, not sure, I'll have a few questions to help you discover that. Okay, so I've realized that my passion is in training, is in nutrition. Okay, my strength also is in training, and also I could do planning. I could handle the corporate clients. So that is the area that I will venture into. And the corporate clients will be my funnel, my sales funnel. Because after the corporate workshops, for those who are interested, they will engage us for consultation. And that's where we continue to move on to share with them about our products and eventually the business. Okay, and continuous learning every day, right? Every day. So I've got business partners who say that I'm still very new, I still have a lot to learn. Of course, who can stop learning, isn't it? With the advancement in technology, there are so many changes every day. I think continuous learning is a very important point for us, especially if you're on Slash. Okay, and feedback loop, strategize, and massive action. So always act fast, okay? Plan, act, feedback. So there's always this loop that we go through. Again, thanks to the team whom we work very closely together to be able to achieve this. Not just attend training, not just learning, but massive action as well. In order to see result, this is what we need to do. And Slash journey, a lot of people love it because of the freedom. Hey, I no longer report to a company, report to a boss that by what time I need to go to the office, but freedom will have to come with discipline. If not, we will just be wasting or fooling our time. Again, time is the most valuable commodity, refer to the top again. So discipline, strict discipline is very important. We spend a lot of time, I spend a lot of time creating content, do sharing, make video, etc., etc. So these are all the time invested in our own career, in our career. Okay, so for me now, I think many things have come together. It's quite a nice picture now that the slash is for me to build Amway community, right? My aim is to have a community of Amway ABO, my partners, my lifelong partners who have the same mindset, same values as me, that we can work together, we can grow together, and we can grow all together gracefully. Okay, and if you are so new, many of you could be very new in the business, your CVI community is your slash. You don't have to be a nutritionist, you don't have to be a fit freak trainer, you don't have to be a beautician, but you would have these people around you to help you to grow your business as you learn. So I'm sure you have your partners, either your leaders, your sidelines, the leaders in your center who's good in nutrition, artistry, okay, cooking, all that. Just leverage on them, learn from them, work with them, and you master the invitation to build your own business community, to build your own Amway Business Prosumer group. So it's really very thankful to CVI, ECVI, this platform. And it's only through this that we can gather, we can rally all the strength together, just like our training on every night, we can learn from different leaders from all over Malaysia, Singapore. And I'm really appreciative of that. Thank you so much. Okay, so let's go. Let's get going. So the first question I'd like to ask you is that, what brought you here today? Why are you here today? What are you looking for? Are you looking for an answer? Are you looking for more knowledge or what? Okay. And what would you do if you can do whatever you want? Assuming you don't have to worry about the financials, okay, we'll pay you regardless. What would you like to do? What is your passion? What would you like to do? What are your passion? What are your strengths? This is the first thing that we want to find out before you move on the slash path. Do you have an answer? If not, just do this simple exercise with me. I think we have some time to do that. Just answer 5 questions. If you have your laptop with you or you have a paper with you, please jot it down quickly, or you can just say it out. No problem. Question number 1, who are you? Who are you? Question number 2, what do you love to do? What do you love to do? Do you love to meet with people? Do you love to teach? Do you love to cook? Do you love to work out? How about learn about nutrition? What do you love to do? That's question number 2. And question number 3 is that, who do you want to do it for? Who do you want to share your nutrition knowledge with? Who do you want to work out with? Who do you want to share your beauty skills? You want to do that. Who is your target customer? Who's your target market? And question number 4, what do you think they want from you? I think in this market, there are no lack of products. There are no lack of, people in the business, but a lot lacking is really solution provider with sincerity, with heart. So just think about these people whom you think of in question 3. Who do you want to do it for? And what do you think they want from you? Do they want your knowledge? Do they just want your product at the cheapest price? Or do they want a service? They want you to be able to solve their problem. Okay, so that's the 4th question. What do they want from you? And the last question would be, how do they change as a result? Or how do you want them to change as a result? Or what change do you want to see in them? So let me answer you these 5 questions. My name is Ginny. I'm passionate about diet, nutrition, consultation, and training. I like to share this with working moms because I think working moms are the very neglected group. They have a lot of priorities in front of their own health and wellness. And sometimes they neglect or they forgot the fact that they themselves need to be well and healthy and happy before they can take care of their loved ones, the husband, the kids, you know, the household and everything. So I would like to share it with them. And what do they want from me? I think they need knowledge, because when I work with some of the friends, they are still not very familiar with the simple things like the healthy diet, the healthy plate. They don't know how to find out, they don't know how to choose the best oil for themselves, for example, you know, all this knowledge. They need knowledge from me. And of course, they need me to walk the path with them as well, because many of them are too busy, too distracted. So if I'm by their side to be able to remind them, to provide the value, to provide the advice along the way, I think they will go a lot further. And what, how do I want to see them to change? What change do I want to see in them? I want them to be healthier. I want them to be have a lot more energy, to be a lot more confident about themselves. Okay, to be a lot happier. Okay, rather than just giving, and you know, working and giving. I want them to think about themselves as well, their own well-being. And from there, I want to build a group of good friends, long-term friends that we could grow together, that we could walk the path together. Okay, so embrace a business mindset when you think about your passion, your strength, not just what you like to do just for leisure, but think about things that can have a market, can bring us to the next step. Okay, of course, extra effort is given. To step out of comfort zone, to achieve more, definitely more effort will have to be put in. That's given. And with good time management, I believe that all this can be achieved. Okay, if you're still not sure, time management, talk to your mentor. I'm sure we have mentors in the business who will be able to guide you on that, be able to help you with that. So let's get started. Okay, let's start our slash journey. I trust me that the lifestyle will be a lot different when your passion and your interests meet your natural skills, and there are people who are willing to pay you for what you do. You will find that sweet spot. It might take you a while, it might be take you very quickly, but you know, find that sweet spot in the middle that you can quickly leverage, quickly use it to grow your business, to grow your MBA business especially. Because at the end of the day, okay, this is what I want. My slash is to give me, to let me become a lifestyle entrepreneur and to give me financial freedom. So this is how I started with, I think for the pictures that you saw just now, a job. And I started slowly, I started small, the business. And at this point, when slash grow more and more, when the MBA business grow, it's getting a bit more squeezy in this box already. That's when I have the option to bring down my work or my traditional business and to go all out, to go all out to grow the slash, or grow what you're passionate about. Okay, and this is where I am now. This is where many of your leaders in the MBA business are in now. Okay, to do what they're passionate about, what they value, what they want. Okay, and of course, investment is is a given. We have to do regardless. Okay, so if you are still trying to find work-life balance, I don't think we can find it in this era, seriously. Okay, why not think work-life integration? Integrate your work with a lifestyle that you want, and you still get paid for it. How nice is that, right? That's why when we started to do fit freak workout, I was so happy, you know, I need to work out anyway. So now I schedule it to work out with my team. I've got someone who work out with me, and I'm growing the business at the same time. Okay, isn't that great? I think that's like, you know, that's like really the best. Okay, and again, when we talk about financial freedom, a lot of people think, is it financial? Is it the money that we are constantly after? Again, no. Financial freedom is not about financial. Financial freedom is about freedom. Freedom is a rarer, is even a more precious commodity than time. Because many of us have time, but no freedom. To be able to build up a business like this is for us to have freedom, peace of mind, to really enjoy the lifestyle that we want. Okay, so that's all that I have to share with you on slash identity. This is a topic that I'm really passionate about. Okay, and I hope that you have enjoyed this as much as I did, and also pick up some points that are useful that we can run, we can go work on it. All right, and that's all that I